an icebox.
There is no spoon.
What's wrong?
Seriously? Auto-updating now? General, I won't be able to calculate the right data for the satellite for 49 minutes.
How long till impact?
11 minutes and 44 seconds.
Fuck Microsoft!
Well, they call them interdimensional beings.
He, specifically asked for you, sweetheart.
By our powers combined, we give you the Galactic Family Podcast.
Put the phone down.
Hello, my name is Nick Pope, formerly from the British UFO Desk, and you're listening to the Galactic Family Podcast.
It's probing time.
Hey, what's going on, guys, in the Galactic Family Podcast world? So we've got some news before we start the show. The purpose of this announcement will be to announce the new Discord researchers channel. And we're inviting also participation in this great research that we're going to be doing. We're going to opening up a brand new researchers channel inside the Galactic Family Podcast Discord. It's going to be for those of you who really want to help us take things to the next level when it comes to research, investigations, evidence, review, and identifying real areas of interest of where you want us to go, where you want us to investigate. It's not just a channel. It's going to be a place where we can work together, dig deeper, share ideas, and help pinpoint actual locations and cases that we might want to end up going live from and investigate in the future. It's a big step for us. Mm-hmm. We're building something bigger than just a podcast here. We're building a real community-driven research effort. And I think it's going to be really, really something special.
Yep. And I think the first area that you're looking at is the Pine Barrens in Pennsylvania, right? So that's long been associated with strange and mysterious phenomena. So if you're out there and you feel like you want to help us do some research on that, please, make yourselves known and come onto the Discord and communicate with us and all of that. Hey, Coffee Bomb.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, nice to see you, Coffee Bomb. And as always, the Discord, the stage is open for people who are a part of our Discord channel. Stage is open for you. You can come up. You can share your research, your notes with us, just like Coffee Bum here. That side. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Poco Loco, Amiga Rules, Anonymous Rex, and Scooby Dooby. Good evening, gentlemen, ladies, or whatever in between. Hybrids, aliens. How's it going?
And here's a special shout out to Psionic Man, Narelle, D Nits, Q. Oh gosh, I can't read this. When Donkeys Fly, and Sharon for being part of our membership program. I just want to let you guys know that all donations and anything earned through the Galactic Family Podcast goes towards our animal shelter outreach project at the end of the year. That money is donated to a local no-kill shelter so not only are we trying to push this research forward, but we're also making sure it helps and it does some real good here at here in our home, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like helping our non-human intelligence friends get along in life, same as everyone else. Right. Okay. Article number 1.
Getting right into it.
Wow.
We have a statement from McCaslin's wife.
Okay. Do you want me to read this out? Do you want me to read this out?
I'll read the first part.
Okay.
Neil McCaslin has now been missing for 1 week, and there has been no indication whatsoever where he might be. There have been dozens of searchers on foot, both official and friends of neighbors of Neil's, who coordinated with the official sources. There have also been horseback searchers, drones with different capabilities, helicopters, 3 different types of search dogs. Is there a different type of search dog? I'd like to know that one.
They could be specifically trained for different tracking ability.
Okay. Neighborhood canvassing and looking for ring or wildlife videos. Organizations involved are the county sheriff's office, Bernino, whatever that is, which is a lead organization, field office of the FBI, New Mexico State Search and Rescue. How do you say that?
Albuquerque.
Hot
dog. Okay. Albuquerque.
Yeah. Albuquerque Mountain Rescue, Air Force Office of Special Investigations, Albuquerque Police Department, and maybe others of which I'm unaware. I am also so grateful to one and all for their unflagging, dedicated efforts and support. I would like to take this opportunity to dispel some of the misinformation circulating about Neil and his disappearance, mostly from uninformed media sources. The initial silver alert from the BCSO mentioned medical conditions, which some have taken to mean Alzheimer's. Neil is at some risk, but not from dementia. He was not confused or disoriented.
Okay, let's zap that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think, George?
I think the initial reports was that he was in early stage dementia, wasn't it? That's what I heard on my network.
Yeah.
For the wife to say this isn't the case is a shell shock, because it's kind of like, well, the guy's compos mentis, he knows what he's doing. He's able to cognate and think, and he's just gone.
Yeah. Secretivo stated that he reported on that and said that rumor had started from a Reddit post,
right?
That he had some kind of dementia going on, and then
typical.
And that's where it came from, according to him.
Rumor mill. So she's trying to dispel it. Okay. But there's certain things in here that just doesn't make any sense. Like, he had no here it is. No association with UFOs. Yes, he had highly classified information. It's all in this message, but you can hardly think that he didn't have access to these. Like, even after years of not being there, you have friends.
Yeah, I think he was working out of Wright-Patterson Airfield Base or Airfield. Is that right?
Yeah, and like listen to how she speaks, though. It's like maybe the best hypothesis is that aliens beamed him up to the mothership, like making a pun or a fun of everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting little statement there. There was less contact with Tom and his community pushing for release of UFO information. This connection is not a reason. So it's not a reason for someone to abduct Neil, but the connection is real, right?
He was supposedly part of the Tom DeLonge stuff back when it first started, that To the Stars Academy thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where he was in. He was supposedly involved with that. So he had something to do with that. There were a lot of people that were involved with that that aren't anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a mysterious disappearance, and obviously our wishes go out for the return of McCaslin, and it goes back to his family. But
in one email,
it's been a couple of days now.
There's another woman that was involved in a program with the general that also disappeared a while back.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
heard
Yeah,
about that too.
I heard about that.
Yep, we just heard about that too. Playing this video here. Here is the sidebar to the McCaslin being part of the UFO community.
And in one email that was dated January 25th, 2016, the subject line reads, General McCaslin. And here's what DeLong apparently wrote. He mentioned he's a skeptic. He's not. I've been working with him for 4 months. I just got done giving him a 4-hour presentation on the entire project a few weeks ago. Trust me, the advice has already been happening on how to do all this. He just has to say that out loud, and he is very, very aware as he was in charge of all the stuff. When Roswell crashed, they shipped it to the laboratory at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. General McCaslin was in charge of that exact laboratory up to a couple years ago. He not only knows what I'm trying to achieve, he helped assemble my advisory team. He's a very important man. And McCaslin's wife confirmed the connection. Part of that post reads, it is true that Neil had a brief association with the UFO community through Tom DeLonge, former frontman for Blink-182 and founder of the organization To the Stars. Neil worked with Tom for a bit shortly after his Air Force retirement as an unpaid, Neil's choice, consultant on military and technical scientific matters to lend verisimilitude to Tom's fiction book and media activities. Neil does not have any special knowledge about the ET bodies and debris from the Roswell crash stored at Wright-Pat. Though at this point, with absolutely no sign of him, maybe the best hypothesis is that aliens beamed him up to the mothership. However, no sightings of a mothership hovering above the Sandia Mountains have been reported. Now, obviously, she's being sarcastic there towards the end. She's pointing something out here. But Billy, I guess I have a couple of questions here. A, and I hate to say this, would she know? Would she know? Would a husband share this information with her? B, would she tell the truth to the public about this? Or C, if she really is, she didn't even have to be that specific, but she did. So maybe she does have this information, is trying to dispel it in some way in order, like you say, for people to focus on what they need to with respect to this investigation.
Like that right there, just he is involved in the UFO topic 100%.
I think he's wrapped up in it. Yeah, I think he's but he's not outspoken like some whistleblowers. Although you were saying he was working with Tom DeLonge while he was still a general, which is unusual to outreach to a civilian to talk about operational stuff.
It sounds to me like Tom DeLonge was the one who was briefing him on UFO stuff, and the general was going along with it. I don't know. It could be several different ways you can interpret that.
Yeah. And as we found out the other day on our show, Tim Phillips said that Arrow took the playbook from the Tedesco brothers. So it's not unusual for organizations in this field to use civilian information, right? So maybe this was some information exchange between Tom DeLonge and.
Yeah, we all want this to be UFO related. We all want this to be. We want this guy to have had something to do with UFOs and know where the bodies are and have this all be a part of that. That's what the community wants to happen.
So
but the To the Stars Academy was several years ago, wasn't it? I mean, how long ago was that he was a part of that?
At least 2-3 years now.
Maybe more than that, George. I think so. I haven't looked it up, but it's been a while since he was involved with any of that stuff, and I don't know that his involvement with the UFO community has continued after that. It doesn't sound like it has.
Well, let's see how telling this conversation here is with Tim with what George just brought up.
So if you see how crimes today are often solved with crowdsourcing, doorbells, traffic lights, that's what we want to do. We want to be able to do it at scale, and we want some immediacy. That's why now I've got John and Jerry in a podcast together. I love reading your book, and then we stole your idea. We realized that we had to have our sensors, our comms, and our prime power on a integrated platform that didn't require a commercial driver's license to close on the incident site quickly. So as we read your book, we looked at the list of sensors that you had in there and how you integrated. We stole from those ideas and says, what does the government have? What is available? How can we get it on a trailer or some type of truck and be able to get there very, very quickly? Because we found that memories are perishable.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a civilian outfit working with official government outfit for information. So
civilian outfit, Tedesco Brothers, that had their book come out, and then the government read it and fine tune their own investigative equipment.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty groundbreaking.
Then we did have the Canadians. They came out with their new UFO survey report, and I thought that was really interesting.
Barack Obama thinks they're real. Donald Trump is releasing files about them, and 1 in 10 Canadians think they've seen one. UFO speculation is everywhere, and according to the latest UFO survey, more than 1,000 sightings were reported here in Canada last year. Joining me now to talk more about what's going on in our skies is Chris Rakowski, Canada's top UFO expert. Chris, great to speak with you.
Good to see you again, Marilee.
1,052 UFO reports last year. How many of those can't be explained away?
Well, only a relatively small fraction, 3.5% or so. That amounts to about 36 cases out of the more than 1,000 reported last year. And those don't mean aliens were responsible. It simply means those are cases that we're not sure what they were. They didn't seem to be airplanes or stars or planets or satellites.
I know you've spent decades researching UFOs. With everything going on as of late, do you think we're getting close to confirming their existence?
Well, I think most astronomers like myself believe that there are aliens out there somewhere. It's just the distances are so big and it's so hard to travel between the stars. But you never know. I mean, it's possible that aliens more advanced than us might have figured out some way to bend time in a way that we can't figure out quite yet. So it's possible, but we don't actually have the proof. And yet we have all these cases of pilots and air traffic controllers and military personnel who say they've seen things that can't be explained. And I'd like to know more about them. We hear a lot of rumors and a lot of stories, but I want the facts.
We don't get a lot of evidence, do we, George?
Well, there's a lot of hoaxing evidence and there's a lot of official evidence, and I think what we crave at this moment in the community is more official evidence. More
trust me, bro.
Trust me, like I saw something. Yeah, for real. So I think kind of after the Tic Tac video of the USS Nimitz, that really sparked people's imaginations, because this is official, verified, we don't know what it is video.
Yeah.
Obviously how that came about, how that came out is an interesting story in itself. But I think within the community at large, we crave more information on that of that caliber.
Mm-hmm. Well, we need more evidence, like you said, and it's not a trust me, bro environment anymore, because
AI.
It's been infiltrated by AI. Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
you're gonna have agent provocateurs within the community. There's gonna be people who just want to make a quick headline.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be snake oil sellers. There's gonna be maintaining that critical thinking, and people fall foul of phishing attacks on email from their friends. Although not their friends, they've been hacked already. So nobody's immune to these kind of falsities, these hoaxing. But yeah, I don't know. Like Coffee Bum, how do you feel about the Canadians doing that little clip there? The kind of
No, keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say to Coffee Bum, Canada's quite a large country above you guys in America, North America. So to hear that report saying that a percentage of people, really do believe in the existence and have seen things, but then that 3% unknown, 3% of like that 97% can be explained away as natural phenomena. But I've always maintained that if one case out of all of them is real, then we don't know what it is, and therefore they exist. So that's kind of my feelings on that, really.
Well, I've seen stuff that is really, really difficult to explain as being natural phenomena, and experienced things that is really difficult to explain as being normal or of this reality. Now, whether or not they're aliens, I don't know. Whether or not they come from here or the future or some base underground or underwater, I don't know. But I do know there are some things that I have seen myself that are extremely hard to explain.
Yeah, and how do you balance that when part of the issue and the stigmatism around the subject is that people don't want to reach out down their saloon bar.
Well, people don't want to acknowledge that they've seen anything unusual. Number one, people look over it. I believe that there is weird stuff happening around people all the time. If they would just acknowledge that it happened, like the airplane that wasn't an airplane that seemed to fly backwards, that they just said, "Okay, I was just tripping. That was not real," or it was just they see stuff and they just go, "I don't want to see that. I don't want to know about that." And most people don't look up anymore at the sky. We have a lot of light pollution. They don't see the sky at night. So they don't see the things buzzing around up there. And in the daytime, if they're usually looking at their phones anymore. So people are looking down at their telephones, so they don't have any spatial awareness of what's around them, much less what's around them, at the horizon distance. So yeah, I think stuff goes on a lot, but people just don't see it either they don't see it or they don't register that it was really there.
Or if they do see it, they dismiss it.
Yeah, absolutely dismiss it. It was something. It was lightning. It was a weird light. It was a weird fire. It was something that looked like fire, but it was something that was just, and they won't think about it. They won't even talk to people about it. They'll ignore it and the memory will go away.
Very strange. Yes, indeed. What are we looking at here, Jay?
This is 4 minutes of Orbeez videos from Chris Bledsoe's hold on, which one is this? October 2025 with Chris Bledsoe.
Whoa. What was that? I could have sworn I just saw something illuminate up there. I might have got that on camera, but I don't know. Well, there's one coming up to the right of the house. Hi. Wow, it's bright. Look at that one. It's bright. Hi. Look at how bright that is.
That's really
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Is that it, brother?
Yeah.
There it goes. Thank you.
Coffee Bum, I want your take on it. What do you think? All right, here's a question for you. Chris Bledsoe or Stephen Greer?
Who to listen to?
Who is connecting?
Who's connecting to the? Oh God, I think they've both had connections. I think that the phenomena doesn't discriminate as far as people goes, but I don't think that they're approaching it in the same way. I think that Stephen Greer has had experiences. Yeah. I'm not going to take that away from him. From what I've seen of him lately, I don't think he's gone. I think he's pretty much full of himself. He really thinks he's the only guy that's got anything going on, and it's just not that way. But I don't see that level of arrogance from Chris Bledsoe himself. I do see a lot of arrogance from his son about the subject, but from Chris himself, he's been very humble about the whole thing. So I man, it's phenomena. It's hard to pin down, and as far as who to trust, I don't even know if I could trust my own eyes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I could trust. I don't know if I could trust my own experiences I've had with phenomena, because phenomena can trick you. It's a trickster. It can play with emotions and all this stuff. I'm filtering through my own very humanness, and because I'm human, I tend to want it to be a certain way, and then I'll try to project that onto whatever experience I have to make it be the whatever way I want it to be. And so it's hard, man. It's hard dealing with stuff that's not, right there in front of you where you can really examine it.
I totally get you, man. It's like, it's not there. It's not where you could touch it, feel it, see it right in front of you. And it's like,
and even if it was, would I recognize it?
I wonder, just on that tack, how many people set the alarm clock twice? So they hit snooze on one alarm clock and then they hit another alarm clock. So they trust themselves to get out of bed on the first alarm. I think remaining objective on it, with just because Bledsoe said so doesn't make it so.
I love that, dude.
Right. I mean, I think he's had experiences. I really believe that he is an experiencer, and I believe that, but I also believe that he tricks himself into believing that things like airplanes and satellites are orbs when they're not. But he believes it, so he films it as if it's real.
What happened to Dr. Stephen Greer? I mean, like the National Press Club, the witness testimony. 2001, an amazing time for Dr. Stephen Greer, and then kind of gradually moving towards the C5 and then paying X amount. I'm not knocking the process. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying that there seems to be a change in.
I personally didn't follow Dr. Greer's CE5 protocols when I started trying to make contact myself. I did my own thing in my own way, and I was internally guided to do that. You don't need to follow anyone else's guidelines to attempt to make contact with phenomena. You can do your own thing. There are some things I would suggest that people do if they're going to try that. I've learned from doing some things that, number one, you should probably try to learn about prayers of protection or wardings to protect yourself from influences that aren't exactly benevolent. And you should also go into it with the idea you should go into that kind of contact work with the idea that you're going to be kind, and you're not going to be attacking, that you're not going to be, you don't expect anything from whatever it is. And you also don't want to be harmed by whatever it is, because some of that stuff can get into you and hurt you, from my own experience.
Yeah, I think protection is protection, whatever that happens to be.
It's like an old time seance. It's the same kind of thing as people used to do when they held a seance, when they tried to connect to the spirit world. It's the same kind of thing. It's just that people are seeing it as an alien visitor when it may not be alien. It may be something from this earth, or something from a place that's right next door to our reality that's coming through. We don't know. It's just that the alien thing is easier for people to hold on to, because it's a thing from somewhere else that came here in a boat or in a craft or in a skyship or in a flying saucer, whatever it is. They don't have to think about consciousness manifestation or living plasma or any of that other weirdness that we all think about when we're in the UFO stuff.
Yeah, and I think even if the contact is benevolent and in a good way, if you're protected or you feel you're protected, it gives you a sense of stability in that situation, even if benevolent. So,
right.
There's no harm in protecting yourself, good or bad.
No, and I mean, in the Western world, we're taught that God isn't real. We're taught that the brain is where the soul is. The soul doesn't exist. We're taught all these things in school that you have a physical body and that's all there is. And when you die, then it all ends with the brain being dead. But that's not necessarily, to me, the case. And I believe that there is a spiritual realm that holds a lot of this stuff that we can't. We've dismissed it for so long that now we're coming up with another religion to explain everything as alien.
Yeah, I think you're potentially right there, and I think contact with the phenomena has been taking place through history.
Yeah, the shamans used to contact the spirit realm back, thousands of years ago, and lead the tribes on their journeys. So, but we've kind of lost that because we don't believe in that anymore. We don't think it's real.
Yeah. Maybe we've been conditioned that way.
Well, absolutely. You can't be a good little factory worker if you don't, put your nose down and go to work. You don't need to think about these things. They're not part of your world. You're thinking about these things. You can't think about your job.
That's very true.
What are we looking at here, Jay? Urgent update. Who's Mark Christopher Lee, King of UFO?
Yeah, this is the guy who came out and said that there was going to be a.
Didn't he recently say it was hogwash? He said it was.
Yes. That's what I was just getting to. He comes out and says, I have been completely misled by disinformation on the UFO disclosure saga. Now, this is a funny thing, though, because after this comes out and he says he got hogwashed, we get a registration of aliens.gov.
Is this a subcategory of ICE? Bad joke. But no, I think are they going to give? They're going to release something. They're going to release something.
But what? That's the thing.
They're going to release something. It could be there are no aliens.
I mean, it says here that it was. You can email them. There's a telephone number, help@get.gov. So I mean, somebody email them and say, what is this website for?
Very strange. Yes. Alien.gov. Maybe it'll be like a alien Facebook at some point.
Maybe it's illegal aliens.
This is what I was thinking.
Like people going across the border,
Yeah.
There you go. It could be a list.
I mean, we don't know.
Could be a lot of things. It's all speculation, though. We're speculating here because there's nothing else to talk about because they keep flushing it down the toilet with bad news.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm just glad we have still people out there all right, David Grush is fighting. He is. And he comes out on the news and he wanted to squash everything.
Well, certainly the last administration didn't help. And my hearing, of course, was during the last administration. And they were not exactly super transparent on this issue, unfortunately. But now that the task force has been created, I've been able to, guide the members within the boundaries of what they're actually cleared for.
When people look at this, they look online, they say, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of people talking about encounters. There's a lot of people talking about videos, and we've seen a lot of that. Can we just cut it down to, you believe that we have encountered alien beings and that they've come to Earth and that we know about it as a U.S. government?
That seems to be the case. I don't like to characterize necessarily where they came from. They're definitely some kind of non-human sentience, but it is true, believe it or not, we've recovered the vehicles, and we actually have physical proof, and I was actually partially cleared into some of those activities. It was beyond oral testimony provided to me. I actually had partial access to the data and actually read the intelligence reports resulting from those programs. And
like having somebody like him come out and
yeah. Even with his credentials, he says he's partially cleared.
Yeah.
Like what does that mean? Does that mean like half cleared or quarter, or like you get a few documents, you get to see a few things?
Well, David Grush is also being careful with his language. I've pointed this out before, and that in all these government meetings and things that we've had, and whatever the hell you call them, any person who's involved with those programs is very careful to say that they have no proof of extraterrestrials. They're very careful to use extraterrestrial and extraterrestrials in their summation of whatever they're doing. That's the language that they use. So it may not be extraterrestrials that we're looking at. It may be ultra terrestrial. It may be extra dimensional, or some other form of life that's here on Earth along with us. It may not be from Alpha Centauri or Arcturus or wherever the hell. It may be from right here. And we don't have any proof that it's not from right here. And so other than what they've told us, when they tell us stuff that they're from, well, at first they told us they were from the moon back in 1800s. Then they said they were from Venus. Then they said they were from Mars. And they said they were from here or there. Now they're from further away when they actually talk to people and transmit their messages. We're from the Pleiades. We're Palladians. We're from this system of stars. Well, they may not be. That may be just their way of throwing us off track because they're really from right here.
Just like looking at side chat here, be careful what you wish for. Always a good phrase there from Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby, sorry, my bad. I think our collective vision decompresses the reality to create the reality we want. So, I can understand the argument for demons, and I can understand the argument for spiritual warfare. I can see that. I think when you distill that down, it's intent. What is the intention here? And looking at the scenarios where people have missing time, some of them are benevolent and like really eye-opening and very good, and some of them are quite negative. So maybe there's a diaspora of different types of interactions which are positive or negative depending on your viewpoint.
It's very true. I know now here's an interesting topic, okay? You get Arrow out there, Sean Kirkpatrick, and he says, I don't have any proof of this, right? I'm starting to think that Arrow was a front agency, because Eric Burleson comes out and says that there's an agency that supersedes Arrow. So let's just hear that real quick.
Now, I was in a briefing last week that I'm going to be very cautious about talking about, but what in that briefing I've learned, that they're dedicating more resources to an overarching team that's above Arrow. if you will, but working with Arrow. So you have multiple agencies that are investigating this topic, which I think is good. I really do. I think that we don't want to rely solely on, and the other agencies have not publicly stated that they're investigating this, so I'm not going to say which ones. You can probably assume. Pick your 3-letter acronym and you'll figure it out.
So there you go. Pick your 3-letter acronym and it'll figure it out. But there's an agency that supersedes Arrow. So was Arrow really telling the truth when they were in there in the court or being asked questions and everything? He might have been telling the truth. He might have been fed the information from that superseding agency.
Yeah, distinct possibility.
Well, Arrow's all about resolution, man. They're all about resolution. They're not about exploration. They're about explaining what it is in a way that people can handle it. It's an artifact. It's a camera artifact. It's a balloon.
Yep.
A lot of fucking balloons, man. A lot of balloons.
And all.
Yeah. Well, they call them balloons now. They're and drones. There's a lot of drones.
Drones, so-called drones.
Yeah.
Oh
drones.
yeah, so-called drones.
They can explain now that we have the drone technology. They can explain a lot of stuff as drones. Back when Heineck was doing it, he used swamp gas a lot.
Yeah.
And now they're using drones. So I mean, they're explaining it away. Anything they can explain away, they will. Which leads, and that's different than finding proof of what it is. A plausible explanation is different than proof. And that's what they're tasked with doing, is giving plausible explanations.
I think you're right there. The key word there is resolution, to solve something, to resolve something, to resolve, or to solve. And so therefore the agency was set up to solve the problem, but that in itself acknowledges the problem exists. So therefore, if it is set up to acknowledge the problem exists, there is a problem.
Well, back a couple of hearings ago, when they had, I can't remember what year it was. Back when the Arrow guys came in, and they had obviously never been briefed on anything. They were just the stooges that were put up, and they had a video, and they couldn't find a way to stop it on whatever they were looking at. And when they finally did figure all that out, it ended up being one of those metallic spheres, one of those orbs, metallic orbs that they took a video of. It's a screenshot of they stopped the video. Finally, they got somebody that was confident with that and stopped it on the metallic sphere that the airplane flew by. And back when Kirkpatrick was with Arrow, he said, in his words, they had over 600 unexplained phenomena, and they were all orbs of different kinds, either metallic spheres or colored lights that were round in shape. There were over 600 of them that the Arrow had not been able to explain, according to Kirkpatrick at the time. And we all know that you all know his opinion about this stuff. It's not real. But even he said that at the time they had over 600 of those sightings they could not explain. So Arrow is trying to do its job of explaining everything, but there's still things they can't quite explain.
So NASA responds to Trump's promise to release government files on aliens and UFOs, right?
Soon.
NASA spokesperson reaffirmed the agency's commitment to transparency after President Donald Trump announced plans to direct his administration to release government files related to aliens and unidentified aerial phenomenon. Now, based on the tremendous interest shown, we've seen this already. Let's see what the response is here. We continue to embrace President Trump's open science commitment as an agency. Stevens posted on X, we have fostered open science since our inception so that the public can build upon our innovations. We continue to make all NASA data publicly available and welcome public participation using our data. That is a bull face.
Well, never a straight answer, right?
Publicly, everything that they have is all NASA data publicly is available. And this is a statement after Trump had already declared them a national security agency. Boom, boom, boom.
Let's give a shout out to side chat. We've got Zwitter Elf, Anonymous Rex, who has bad swamp gas. Gene Sticko's turned up. All right, mate. How you doing?
Hey, Gene, what's up, man?
Skywatch Signal, how you doing? All right, get in chat. Have you got a hot link for people to join in on random?
Yeah, I'll send a after this one. Hold on. After this one,
okay.
Anybody who will like to join will find the link in our Discord channel. But we're trying to grow that a little bit more. But for certain people, oh yeah, Gene, definitely. Link is in the link should be up now.
Yeah. Come and say hello.
Come join the conversation. Gene, Anonymous Rex, Lady, Skywatch. Come on back. We're talking about UFOs and NASA, and I don't think anything's going to happen.
Everything's publicly available. Right.
Been
airbrushed.
Publicly available. Aha. Hey, Lady D.
Hey, Lady D.
Hey.
Cool. Hey, Popstar in the chat.
Hey, Popstar. Yeah, we're just having fireside chat on NASA and the never a straight answer, and that they have nothing to contribute apparently because everything is public.
NASA has recently been designated what agency? A spy agency?
National security, right?
National security. Yeah, just check that one out. They've been readdressed.
An intelligence agency.
Intelligence, yeah. Or probably intelligence gathering agency.
makes you wonder.
But we have this statement, right, saying we don't really have anything because it's all publicly available now. But then let's move on a second here to another one that I'd like to bring up, which is Representative Tim Burchett.
That goes on within these departments, NASA saying, well, we don't have anything. We haven't studied this or whatever. And I've been in meetings with them where they've told me they've studied it. And so, and they have stuff that's classified that they can't share with the public. And so, yeah, I think it's a big cover up. I think there's too many directions that it's going. I spoke to the president about it the other morning, a little bit about it, just being forthcoming and bringing the stuff out. And the problem is that you've got this arrogance within government. These people are so above the law on everything that they think that we're not fit to handle it. Our colleague from down in Florida, Moskowitz, he asked the question, he said, I don't think the government has the right to tell me what I cannot be afraid of. And so, yeah, but I'm very much afraid
How
of these
did President
departments.
Trump react to your urging?
I don't think he, I don't want to say he didn't grasp the humongousness of it or whatever you want to call it, but I think he was on a lot of other things at that time, Matt. I think we've got to get him close and we got to have a 5-minute conversation with him and just have the questions that he needs to ask. Because when I was in a meeting this year and I was told that the president was on a need to know basis on some of this information, I thought, man, y'all don't know Donald Trump like I know him. And a few of us know him because that's not going to sit well with him.
Yeah.
And I told him that. He goes, what does that mean? And I said, well, just that they're just completely arrogant and that they don't think you should have that information. So I would hope that would light that fire under him. But I know there's a lot of things going on in the Middle East and other places that he's trying to tackle, right?
So NASA's got stuff. They studied it. They say it's all publicly available. However, wasn't there a NASA study done? I got to find this images now. There's a 4-page document from NASA on the uses of a telescope or something. And hold on, I got to find it now. It was all blacked out. It's like NASA blacked out pages or something, you know.
Redacted.
Like all of them, except for like one. Hold on, I know I got it here. I know I do. That's one.
Yeah, I think he, like just to echo Tim Burchett, Donald Trump is pretty busy at the moment with various situations. You can argue that one situation has been obfuscated by another one. You could argue that. And it's all kicking off. And in the midst of that, we're persistently staying focused on the UAP, UFO topic. So I think, we need to keep progressing that as best able, really.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then we have our next clip here is from Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
Me in wanting to make the first UFO movie I've made in 50 years, because it'll be almost 50 years since Close Encounters was released in '77, was when the New York Times came out in 2017. And it was an article written by Helene Cooper and Rosenthal and I believe Leslie Keane. And it was an article about the Navy pilot who was flying a Navy FA-18F fighter jet off the Nimitz, the aircraft carrier Nimitz, and had seen something on his FLIR and had essentially recorded it and basically reported it. And the New York Times, and I believe it might have been, I forgot who leaked it to the Times, but it was leaked to the New York Times. And they wrote this very serious article about is there a cover-up? Has the government or the military, Air Force, the Navy been covering this up? And it was just a fascinating story, and it completely rekindled my interest in this subject matter. And then, of course, there was a subcommittee hearing in 2023, which some of you might have seen, with three former, one person worked in intelligence, one was a Navy pilot, and two were in the military. And it was a fascinating Q&A under oath, by the way. And so my feeling right now is this: I don't have any information exclusive to me that all of you here, if you read about this and have seen the plethora of documentaries about this dating back to 2018, where these documentaries really started to roll out, I don't know any more than any of you do. But I have a very strong, sneaking suspicion that we are not alone here on Earth right now.
I think a lot of us have that sentiment as well.
Yeah. The next one we're bringing up here is now, you know how everybody is saying that, I'm starting to hear voices, and it's coming from outside of my head. There is technology out there that is voice to skull technology that was developed.
So we can't hear this. It's going. I haven't turned it on yet. When I do, it's going to blast out a 65 kilohertz beam. Because the wavelength is so small, it doesn't spread. Because 65 kilohertz has a wavelength like that. So it's going to be, in that sense, similar to a laser. It just comes right out as a beam. Now, how do we make that audible? Well, they put a modulation on top of the 65 kilohertz. There's a modulation. And now, here's the next thing I have to tell you. That 65 kilohertz is very high amplitude. It won't hurt you, we don't think. Okay? You certainly can't hear it, and we don't think it'll hurt you. And it's very high amplitude. And what happens when you have two sound waves like this, sound plus sound can create sound. but only at high amplitudes. At low amplitudes, sound waves just travel right through each other. You may be sort of familiar with this. But at high amplitudes, you can create sound. So what happens in this apparatus is the audio sound, the sound that you're going to hear, is actually created in the beam, not here. And because it's created in the beam and it stays in the beam, we have a beam of sound. So let me demonstrate this for you. Let me turn it on. And I'm going to find the piece of music that we like.
Yeah.
You may not like it.
The Eagles. You like the Eagles? Okay, good. Oh, we have a friendly audience this year.
Yeah. I think they're just saying it to make us feel better.
Right. All right.
It's worth the $2,000. It's not our money. Now, the sound that you're hearing is being created in this beam. It almost sounds like it's coming from your head. So let me try to scan the whole audience here so everybody gets to hear this. Absolutely remarkable. Pete, are you getting it?
So they can beam a sound into your head.
You're crazy. Yeah.
Pretty much. It's like
It's the same technology they're using against crowds.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same thing. It's the directed energy. It's a directed energy weapon. Is what it is. They have they also have a microwave microwave energy weapon that can direct against crowds. That creates the burning sensation just under the skin that you're on fire. It's like a horrible sunburn all over your body at one time.
Hey, Gene.
Disperse crowds with that.
Yeah. Gene has arrived. Jay, and Gene, apologize. I've got a massive headache and I need to eat my dinner and I'm absolutely starving, right? So I'm going to bow out on this one, all right? Look after. Good to see you, Gene. I hope all's well.
You too, good.
No worries. Coffee Bum, Lady Danielle, thank you so much. Everyone tuned in. I will catch you in a bit. Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Take care of you, George.
Hold on 1 second. There we go. All right. We're going to go over now. I have a video here, been speaking to people in the government who were once skeptical of UFOs, now going in, and now they say there's really something happening behind the scenes.
I have spoken with some high-level people in the government about this. I know some of the things that they are likely to disclose. These disclosures could upend everything that people think. The way we view the cosmos, the way we view ourselves. President Trump announced, what was it, a month ago, that he was going to start disclosing information about UFOs. I've spoken to people in the government who have been following this issue very closely, and they tell me they're seeing really crazy stuff. I've been speaking to people in the government who were skeptical of aliens going in, or skeptical of the UFOs, I should say, because aliens are a different issue. But they were skeptical of the UFOs going in, and now they say something is really happening. The stories involve aircraft moving in ways that we just don't understand, in ways that we could not possibly recreate, strange visual phenomena, but they're not just hallucinations because they're physical evidence of these kinds of craft. The stories are pretty similar.
Yeah, and there's things that are going on in the background that we're not aware of. That's the topic right now. What does everybody think as far as that? Like, is the government really going to start? Because we have now aliens.gov, but like Coffee Bum had said, we could be talking about immigration.
Can I voice my view on? See, the problem is using aliens. Is a very vague and derogatory term, whether you're on-world or you're off-world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the thing is, I just don't like the whole idea of them not using the term extraterrestrial because, as you know, I've experienced actually, we can say it's basically half of my life existence on this planet. When I was in South Africa, when I was living with my Earth parents was just continuous abuse with that sort of like angels and demons narrative, because they didn't perceive my third parent as a another part of the member of the family. They treated her as a spiritual entity.
Well, we need more backing behind everything we have. I think it's sad to say that the government doesn't always come out clean with everything that it does and everything that it comes out with. You know, we have certain individuals. I'll put it on the screen. I'm going to have to put it on a different way, but
I did have a feeling that they were going to do this. My intuition seems to be correct.
Okay. Let's get this up on the screen here real quick. So we have this right here, and let's get it up farther. Closer here. There we go. All right. So this is an affidavit that I was in a space and we were talking to Timothy M. Lalka of what he has actually witnessed and been a part of as far as Department of Defense underground facilities with medical experiments. His sworn statement is right here. Between the years of 1985 and 1989, I participated or was subject to what I can only describe as an illegal program carried out in a sensitive underground department of defense facility with access points in Olympia, Washington. The program utilized highly unethical and criminal methods up into including torture, electroshock, and sodomy. Between the years of 1985, he was subject to these different tortures that were as a little kid. These acts were carried out what appears to be Department of Defense facility attached to a pediatric clinic and of course, everything here has to be redacted. That's what he did to these. The name of the clinic, the building that was still named. However, the current occupant is operated by. He's still going through the process of this with the Justice Department. Between the years, my primary care pediatrician and the practicing physician at the blank location was blank, and current practices medicine at blank. Connected to facility by way of a kind of elevator system. The DoD facility itself was comprised of a series of rooms, some clinical in nature, some were what you call typical office spaces with nothing but a series of computers. On several occasions, I recall utilizing a tunnel system along with my escort to navigate the underground infrastructure. The type of procedures I was subject to, again, ranges from a number of various unethical methods that he was hooked up to various machines as well. Now, I have the second one here, second page of this. Bring it up here. And it's just, I'm glad that we have these whistleblowers that are coming out still, because without them, we know nothing. You know, we know nothing that this guy went through. We know nothing that happened, but now we do. We have an understanding. In several instances, I was seated in a chair, removing my clothing, device was inserted. Sometimes this would accompany a question and answer session in which I would be electrocuted via the device if I did not provide the correct answers. Sometimes electrocution would be coupled with incoming sensory stimuli. On one occasion, I was being led through the DoD facility with my escort. We encountered a plainclothes staffer that asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up. My reply was, I want to work for NASA. His response was simply, this is the real space program. I replied, can I work here? His answer was, if you work hard enough, you might be able to. During that time, I was at the DoD facility. I encountered an individual dressed in a lab coat and a clinical attire, woodland military uniforms, some dressed in standard office attire. Individual that escorted me throughout this infrastructure typically worked in a three-piece suit. During the school year, gastrointestinal problems located just south of. During the initial check-in with the nurse, I asked her if there were tunnels underneath of the place as well. Shortly thereafter, I was sitting in the waiting room. I watched two men in woodland military uniforms escort her out of the front door of the clinic. Blank wasn't presented during any of the procedures that occurred within the DoD facility. Typically, I would go through a standard checkup procedure with someone prior to exiting the waiting room of the pediatric clinic. During 2017, I underwent a medical procedure for prolapsed as well as internal hemorrhoids. During the post-op visit with the surgeon, he indicated that the majority had to be rebuilt from my colon. It was a scar tissue, electrocution, cauterization. That came with that. I have neither worked nor served in any capacity that necessitated any type of security clearance. My knowledge of the underground Department of Defense facility and adjacent tunnel systems is derived solely and completely from my experiences in those facilities and tunnel systems. So he had this this experience happen to him when he was younger, and he went through the whole process, and he has it, going through the legal process to get this worked out. There we go.
So, Jay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I missed in there. Where was his parents or guardian or?
Now this is going from the school. Apparently when he was going back and forth, it was from the school itself. Parents were not informed. Going back and forth from the school with pediatric clinic to this attire. Let me see here.
So he's in school. He's removed from school without his parents being notified and taken to this pediatric clinic.
Pediatric clinic, yes. He was escorted there.
And what's the school say about it?
This is he's just now coming out with it.
Is this the same guy that Ross interviewed a while back?
It might have been 2-3 weeks ago, maybe. It might have been a little bit ago, yeah.
What years did this happen?
This happened 1985 to 1989.
And what grades was he in at that time?
That you'll have to ask him, because I actually forget what grades he was in at that time. I'm just
So what did he report about this to his parents or guardian as he's being removed from school?
All this is not being said to parents. Nobody knows anything. He
had to have a major surgery to rebuild his rectum.
Living his life.
Hard to hide from your parents.
Well, that's later, I believe. Hold on. Let me see here. Let me bring that back up, actually.
Yeah, there's some questions that I have. Also,
there's a lot of questions.
You and I have some questions. Yeah.
So we could just start with the language at the front of it, right? That he's saying this is criminal. And so first and foremost, again, not that any of that by any stretch of the imagination is right, but as I've always said, when it comes to something within the government, just because we don't like it doesn't mean that it wasn't sanctioned, which made it legal. It might be unethical, it might be immoral, it might be horrible to all of our senses and sensitivities. But
yeah, there it is. Along several occasions, I recall utilizing a tunnel system along with my escort to navigate the underground infrastructure. So
Yeah. So I'll just say there's a lot of clarifying data that I think is needed before we give this much energy or attention, because you have a 4-year period during which who knows how old this individual was at the point in which this was happening, in which he's being subject to obviously some horrible psychotic kind of activities. Yet he goes home. There doesn't seem to be any indication that he let a parent or guardian know, that they detected something was wrong with him, that the school detected something was wrong with him, that the school, agreed to this program, was a participant in this program, that they maintain no records or affiliations, that they would have had
There's
this.
a ton of questions to ask.
So I think let's see if somebody else dives into it before I'm not interested to give it any sort of energy or attention. Whatever he went through obviously was very disturbing to him. I don't doubt that he went through something and believes what it is that he went through, but I don't think it's necessarily worthy of giving energy to for the purposes that most people are interested in.
Very true. I'm just bringing this up for a fun fact, but a couple of years ago, you remember this came up, the 4chan alien. I don't give any credit to it, only because it's a photo of taped photo and everything else. But it's like, what can you give credit to without background information, like you said?
This is the whole thing. A lot of this stuff is great, right? It's interesting. There's, corroborations and consistencies between stories, which again can always be subject to having been influenced through other stories and popular culture and all the rest of it. And the question ultimately becomes, what's anybody supposed to do with this?
Very true.
Right? What's anyone supposed to do with it? I mean, the awareness is great in the grand scale of things. I think the struggle is dealing with what is actually evidence and what is anecdotal data that has not found its place yet.
Yeah. I have a couple videos here because now we're at the point where we're getting to the orbs. The Orbeez. So the Orbeez are back. This is one video, which it's not an orb, but it's of a object that's over this guy's house. His brother recorded this at 11 o'clock a.m. over Lower Saxony, Germany. Come on. There we go. Is that a plane?
No, it doesn't look like a plane. I mean,
with something underneath of it maybe hanging?
No, that would be a huge something. Something would be bigger than the plane.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's some kind of delivery drone thing.
Yeah, it looks like a drone.
Okay. Yeah, that does actually look like a drone.
Carrying something.
Yeah. Now this one I brought up the one time. This is a really good one. Colombian pilot flying at 12,500 feet captured the best UFO footage, and I guess it's been authenticated. So we'll just say this is what has been told. It's been authenticated. So we have to pause this because it goes pretty fast. It's at an angle, and it's coming like this, straight at an angle, just like the ones from the gimbal and everything else, showing that it has to be at an angle to fly.
That looks like what were they called? Skywatch in their nomenclature would have called a manta.
Yes.
But
yeah, that's weird.
Do you have the Mosul orb video, Jay?
What's that?
Do you have the Mosul orb video? One that was
Probably
leaked
do
a few years
here.
ago.
Let me see here.
And I actually found the NASA, the video of the NASA public UAP hearing where Kirkpatrick was in there and he was talking about the realm was the orbs being the most commonly reported sighting that we have today.
See, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, we need more information.
Yeah, from what I know, the orbs are like the droids or probes of the off-world people, and they send them out of the spaceships, and they fly around. Because to kind of like analyze things in that, it's much easier to use an orb.
This is the one from New Jersey. I believe it was February, end of February, beginning of March of this year.
New Jersey is not known or wasn't known as a hotspot for UFOs, and yet one of America's top UFO sighting reporting websites has a good deal of eyewitnesses from late 2025 into 2026.
Yeah, it's just now my take on this, right? This is my take. I don't see it doing anything out of the ordinary. I see it as a drone. It's not doing anything that would now somebody being somebody, if this is a fake, somebody's underneath of it with a laser light, shining the laser light at the object directly underneath of it, and it's causing it to shoot off in another direction. It's not like the object is actually causing these beams to come out of it. I think it's the person from the ground that's making it happen. But everybody said this was a drone at first, and I do think it's a drone, but I don't. It's again, you need more information to go with it. Like, is that the drone or is that the object itself? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of these from New Jersey. Some of them are actually, they look like airplanes to me. And some of them look weird as hell. I don't know what they are. And some of them may be fakes or stuff that people have put up just to get their 10 minutes of fame. It's really, there's a lot of noise, man. There's a lot of noise in the system when it comes to UFOs and anomalous stuff.
Here's your Orby coffee bomb.
That's a metallic sphere. Metallic spheres are very common around the world. That's one of the things that's been around for a while now.
But what?
Again, we don't know if that's a real video or if that's something that was CGI created or what. We just don't know. I don't know who it came from. I don't know the person. I don't know that there's nothing on there that indicates what time it was taken or where it was taken or what the camera was. We don't have the. There's something that says 2003. Yeah, okay. 2023. Okay, 7/3. All right, there's that, but we don't have the metadata. We don't know who the person was, and it doesn't last very long. I mean, all your AI videos last generally under 10 seconds. If it's under 10 seconds long, it's a lot of it's AI, because AI you got it's 10 seconds. They have a 10-second cutoff. That's where they cut off the ability to use that program.
Yeah,
So
100%.
if you're using something like Gemini or whatever else, if they can keep it on there for more than 10 seconds, for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, it's got a lot better chance of being more authentic. But that doesn't guarantee it's authentic. It's just got a better chance of it. Again, we don't know who they are. I have no idea. We don't know. I do know that according to the government reporting, that orbs are the most common type of UAP that they have reported to them from the military and from civilian airlines and that kind of thing.
So video from the tower from El Paso the night that the airport got shut down.
Again, official word is those were cartel drones.
Officially, yeah.
Right.
Which they could have been, again. And then we have, like archival footage like this that just,
yes,
it begs further investigation.
That's from they did an experiment with a long antenna, I believe, and they were dragging the antenna behind a satellite, and then those things came out to check out the antenna.
And oh man. So I'm talking to my Uncle Tom, right? And out of the blue, he says, "Oh yeah, you remember Jason? I used to work at White Sands Missile Range." I was like, "Wait a minute, you used to wait?" Ooh. So I start talking to him, right, Coffee Bum? He might be coming on the show. I hope he does. He's a little iffy, but he did not sign any NDAs or anything. He's not up to any agreement. He was one of the soldiers that videotaped and watched the Atlas rockets take off.
Oh, nice.
So that could be a very interesting discussion there with my Uncle Tom. But yeah, I just found that out, man. My Uncle Tom, yeah.
Like I say, the metallic spheres, the metal spheres that have been all around the world. I mean, we started seeing them with we really started seeing them when they put out the Mosul orb video, and that was the one that Jeremy Corbell leaked. It was leaked to them, and they leaked it or whatever. And it's not denied by the government that it was taken from something, but supposedly that is a real video from a real Reaper about a real thing that was traveling through. And I've seen a bunch of more of those. About probably a half of them are fake, but there are a lot of them out there of those metallic spheres. And this guy Patrick Jackson that you may want to hit up to get on the show at some point, has a theory about them that they are part of a network that's been around for a very long time. And it's a good his hypothesis is pretty solid, in my opinion. But I mean, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. And
yes, and I want to reiterate that Scooby Dooby Gooby it is a criminal offense to shine a laser light at any aircraft. Definitely 100% hands down. And that's why when I looked at that, I was like, is that an orb? Is that why is someone shining a light on it? That's exactly my feelings. Like, yep, 100% illegal.
Same.
You can't do that.
Same.
You can't do that. But these are videos from Arrow. Well, Jeremy Corbell leaked from this one is MQ-9 Reaper drone over Syria.
Again, what appears to be a sphere.
Yeah.
And like I say, according to what he hates that was in charge of Arrow, Kirkpatrick, the spheres were the most common reported sighting that they had. And they had over 600 they could not explain. So.
Yeah, I've been up close to one.
Oh wow!
But unfortunately, I didn't film it or anything like that. I was just so interested in the sphere and how it opened up in the front to reveal sort of like a optical stuff. It was like transparent, looked like an eyeball. It like kind of turned into to look like an eyeball.
Huh.
And it went. I was on the balcony at this time, my little balcony, and then went to the edge of the balcony. I actually decided to interact with it, where I shone my torch at it, and it kind of looked at me, and it did like a spiral somersault, and it actually then moved 90 degrees to what was originally was moving to, and then I thought I'd shine my torch on it again, and it actually looked at me, flashed at me like with a blink as well, and then it faced back to on its original path, and then it went up the roof, and then as it went to the center of the roof, it shot up to something like a mothership or something in the clouds.
Just looking at this one right now too. This is a sphere and another sphere and then a craft apparently here in this one, but it's rising. Could be a lantern. A what are they called? Chinese lantern. Now that's not a Chinese lantern on the right.
Isn't the white one perhaps like the moon? No, it looks. No.
No, it's.
No, it's moving. Yeah, it's moving.
Spheres, man, spheres. Like one of the let me see here. We're asking whether the spheres reports, they genuinely appear in structured, repeatable ways across continents, military zones, coastal regions, nuclear sites, populated areas, and you see them everywhere. Scattered sightings are, being stitched together into, the bigger narrative of this is a pattern of things going on. Surveillance system, a branch, theory that the objects are not random, that they're craft passing through, but components of a larger monitoring architecture, if you will.
Yes, I agree. Because if you find any, if you see any of the metallic spheres or orbs, there's a possibility there may be a cloaked craft nearby.
Okay. So it's like a surveillance camera, like we would have a drone for a pilot. Like a pilot would drop the drone to see what they're seeing, and then exactly.
According to Scooby Gooby in chat, I love the name.
Me too.
The orbs that he saw that came out of the craft did a 5-minute hilltop survey and then they returned to the ship. So
that's normal too. I think too that they even the craft that was shot by the Reaper drone, it expelled 3 orbs from it, right? Or 3 orb-looking things.
Gina, Jay, I can't say that's what it did. It's hard for me to tell what happened in that video. There's not a lot of information.
Yeah,
and the pixel size
it on purpose.
Yeah, it's very low resolution, and it's black and white. There's not a lot of information there for me to tell what it was or what happened. It's just just more noise in the system to me.
But why spheres? Why a ball?
Well, it seems to be. We don't know. We don't have the technology to know that. It's obviously part of the technology and the way it works. And even the plasma, even if it's plasma, and there are plasma beings that may be spherical in nature. I believe that there are. There's more than one type of sphere. There's the metallic spheres, and then there's the orbs. There's just the plasmas, and there's others. I think that the round stuff, everything. I mean, our planet's round. The moon's round. Everything's a freaking sphere in our universe. It's a naturally occurring shape that is that may have something to do with the way the magnetic field works. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I did analysis on because I was trying to doing analysis on 3-eye atlas, and that's spherical more or less in shape. Some say it's more like an egg, and but it's spherical, roughly, But it's a very stable design because it's a very strong structure. So, for example, if it has bombardment of solar flares, it's a very rigid structure that if it was like a long cigar shape, the weakness is in the center of the craft, where the sphere is very compact, and so if anything hits it, it retains its shape properly. And also what I was going to say is the one that I saw on the balcony before it arrived too close to me, it had a plasma around it, and that turned off, and I saw it was a metallic sphere. They're the same object.
Yeah, this one I'm bringing up here. This one actually happened in let me see here, October 14th, 1979. Significant event unfolded over Seoul, Korea. Seoul, Korea. Behind him, you can see that they're playing it in the background, the actual video. There's these things lined up in a circle behind him, and they're firing machine gun anti-air turrets. What do you think about that one, Coffee Bum?
I don't know, man. That's the first I've ever seen it. First I've heard of it.
That's a weird one. That they fired weapons at these things, apparently.
So this one guy was injured from the orbs, right?
No. He was injured from falling shrapnel from the weapon fire that they were shooting off like anti-aircraft turret guns at these 12, 13 objects. And apparently he heard a big thud, and that was one of those like pieces of shrapnel or whatever coming back down from where they were shooting.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it was really weird. And then like of this, but yeah, it looks really interesting to know that it happened back then. They were actually like it's almost like oh my god, what was it? It was the oh man,
the LA stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the war over LA. Yeah. Where they fired all the anti-aircraft stuff during World War II.
Whatever it was.
It was World War II, and they thought they spotted something over LA, and they started firing at it.
Yep. It was that object in the newspaper that they fired at. Exactly, man. Now we have what can only be described as next is a TR-3B Battle of LA. That's
it.
Called.
Thank you, Omega Rules.
Thank you. Yes, Battle of LA. It was on the tip of my tongue. I had it. Battle of Los Angeles. Yeah, Battle of Los Angeles. Battle of LA. Yep. This is let me see here. Viral clip. This is your Orbeez. This is considered one of the better videos of an orb. UK 2008, taken VHS camera.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, just floating
It's like
there.
it's got an opening on the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like it. Some kind of thing.
Yeah, open on the
It
bottom.
looks
so
like
you can run it.
like I saw where it opens like an eyeball. It's got optical and scanning apparatus at the bottom.
Yeah, real old clip, Scooby Dooby Gooby. Yep. Yep. We're going through orbs today. Orbies. Oh, whoa. Damn.
It legged it.
Jeez. Hold on. That thing, whoa. God. Wow. All right. Yeah. Orbies for the win there. All right. So we got a couple more here. 2 round, let me see here. Oh, TR3B. Here we go. TR3B over Amarillo, Texas, August 5th, 2024.
Now that's a boomerang craft.
Yeah. 100%. That's a nice video too. Not doing anything weird, but it's still a nice shot of that craft. You can see how it has like cross sections off to the sides of it. Yeah, it's a good clip. Good clip. Then we've got, let me see here, 2 round objects spotted on night vision by and pursued by U.S. fighter jets. Let's do that one real quick here.
Quiet. Quiet.
Well, there's some saucers. We've got plane right behind it. Trying to catch up to them. Maybe connect. Almost looks like they connect. It's a good clip.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's...
I can hear a jet kicking in.
Yeah. Right here. Yep, right there. They're right behind it.
Okay.
Little itty bitty one.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if we back it up, we've got the plane right there, and we've got the objects right in front of it. And now we have a visual comparison for size. That's pretty big. I think each of those objects would have to be, if we're looking at a plane size, let me see here. Let's back it up just a little bit more. All right, there's the plane. There we go, right there. All right, so we got a plane on the left and the objects on the right.
Yeah, but we don't know how far away the plane is or how close the other ones are.
Very true. I'm just estimating size based off
if they're
plane
the same
size.
distance away.
Yeah,
if they're the same distance. Then I know how big a say an F4 is or a F-18, and those other then whatever the other things are would be a lot bigger than that than whatever that is chasing them.
Yeah, they're huge, but it depends on distance, like you said.
Right. Yeah.
And it's going away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's also shot in an infrared filter.
Mhm.
So, or a low light filter or something. So I would like to. I'm wondering if that was visible to the naked eye and not just through the camera.
It's a good question. Yeah, that's definitely a good question.
Because some of the stuff is only visible in near infrared, like the Tedesco brothers.
That's true.
were saying, and it's a frequency that they can operate in that we don't see with our naked eye. So that makes me think that they are cloaking on purpose, or maybe it may be a function of the field they travel in. I'm not really sure.
It's very true. Very true. We got another clip here. UFO mothership surrounded by a fleet caught on video over San Bernardino, California.
That could be anything, man.
That's true, Scooby Dooby Dooby. It's interesting if you can prove it's real.
Exactly.
That's the word, if. That's an interesting one. What is that? Just
What the fuck? Is this for real?
drone swarm?
It's possible. You know, a while back, people were filmed a drone show, and
I think I did.
They said that it was a bunch of UFOs. It ended up being a show they had on a beach.
What
that
the fuck?
wasn't announced, but I don't know what that is. Like I say, it's all this stuff is interesting, but again, we don't know, man.
Yeah,
we don't know what that is. It could be so many things.
Well, we've got a good clip here from a good friend of mine. Nevada desert. He went out there to the Nevada desert with his night vision goggles, and he might have taped something he wasn't supposed to.
Uh-huh.
Now, you remember how Thomas Fessler had on his channel where they were testing airplanes on in the middle of the desert on a
like a pole?
Yeah, almost like a pole or a structure they'd set up so they'd hit it with stuff to see if it would show up on radar, or what they could do to mask it, right? This is what I think this is now, but it's a triangle craft on top of it.
Is it?
I think. Not positive, because he's
look. I worked on helicopters in the military. That looks a little bit like an helicopter fuselage to me.
It looks triangular to me, and I've got 3 screens of it on.
Yeah, it could be, but
I'll send you the video, Coffee Bum, and
yeah, I'd like to look at it on the big screen because I can't. It's hard to tell.
Then
I've got this on a computer right now, but it's still.
Yeah.
That is low light, of course. What is that beam that it's just beaming down? That's very unusual.
Now that's what I'm saying. Okay, it's not a beam. It's not a beam. What I think it is a structure. I think they have it set up.
Maybe
they have it set up on a structure. All right. There's people right next to it. You see, like if you go down to the bottom of the picture on the right, you see people there.
Yep.
I think there's a structure there holding up that aircraft, and they're hitting it with like radar or something to see.
Very possible. Very possible.
But yeah, then you have different people coming out trying to They're scouring the area because there it is. There's the good. There we go. It's a V.
Okay.
There we go. So it's a V craft on a pole, because I don't think that light never changes.
Right.
The light never changes, never moves. So it's a V-shaped craft on a pole that they're testing.
Very possible. Very possible, Jay. And you do have the people down there around the bottom.
Yeah.
And they're not freaking out
when he was in the desert.
They're just chilling.
Yeah.
Looks like if it was unusual to them, they would be freaking out or running away or taking defensive positions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I know you said about we need to have evidence when we're doing this, right? Well, that's why it's a good thing. You know, we have the Galactic Family Podcast, the researchers channel that I'm opening up, and we're going to be doing that for everyone. Like right now, we've got pieces of material that's coming into us from another place, and I can't wait to like present it, you know. Trying to get it here actually. Image file. Galactic. Where is it?
Yeah, that should be in next week.
Yeah. We have a couple things going on. We also have Danny. Danny is coming on. Danny Golder from the DMT laser experiment.
Nice.
He will be in here. This will be the same. It'll be 2 p.m. Next Friday. So the 27th at 2 p.m. He'll be in here for an hour talking about his latest work, DMT experiments, what's going on in the background with him. And as far as we go, and I'm getting it up here on the screen. There it is. Okay. So we have samples of this UAP material that's coming into us. And it's already on its way. We have it coming this way by courier, so I don't have to worry about it getting stolen. But it's interesting. And I'm going to be taking this material to the lab. We'll be getting actual lab reports done. Get it analyzed by the experts. This one looks like it has some kind of like filaments inside the metal that's coming out of it. Let's go with this picture. Here's another picture. Picture of the metal.
I just find it interesting. If you go onto the large one, it's like it's not.
Oh,
yeah, that one. The one that looks like a.
skin.
Yeah.
The skin of the metal is even better. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Honeycomb.
Yeah. The honeycomb is the best structure to use for integrity.
Yeah. So we have this material coming into us from a good source. He gave us permission to show these online, and and that we're going to be doing the research. Right there's the news article. It's 23rd of January 1983. Strange debris falls out of sky in UK. So we'll be going over this. Coffee Bum, that's what the research department's for, right?
Exactly.
As soon as we get this metal in, okay, I'm going to be taking it to a couple independent labs that I have already picked out. We'll be getting it tested microscopically down to the level that we can get it tested. And I'm going to put all the results out to you guys. there's no holding anything back when it comes to discovery.
Excellent.
And someone also got a hold of me recently after they found out that we had this crash material that we're getting tested. We also got someone else who might be sending us UFO crash material from the Murray Island incident. Slag that was found the 1970s, I believe, 76, Murray Island incident. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That was in the 40s.
Or 40s, yeah, 40s, 50s.
Was it in the 40s? Yeah, I think so.
Murray Island incident. This girl is the granddaughter of the person who walked on the beach and picked up the slag off of the beach, and she still has it. So as soon as we get that, we'll be also putting that into the Discord as well. It's all about evidence based. That's what we're doing now on. That's what we're pushing forward, getting more evidence out there, exploring more. Now that it's the summertime, we'll go to locations, live locations, and get the information out to you guys. And
yeah, that was 1947.
Okay. Yeah.
An event where Harold Dahl and Fred Chrisman claimed to have witnessed a UFO over Murray Island, Washington, which allegedly dropped debris on their boat.
Yes.
And on the beach, I believe.
Yes. I have been in contact with the granddaughter, and might be on. She might be on the podcast. She might not. She might just want to know what this metal is that she has, and we're going to let her know. Now, if anybody wants to become or come on the researchers channel, it's all open. It's and all the donations, like I said, will go towards our animal outreach project that we have every year. So everything you guys give on this show doesn't go to me, doesn't go to anything. It goes directly to the animals. I have, nothing to do with that side of the financial part of this podcast because 100% of it is gone. So it goes straight to the animals. Any of you would like to say any final words? Coffee Bum, Lady D, for the podcast today?
No, man, I appreciate you letting me come on. And anybody in the chat who's interested, this is open. That link that Jay put in there really does work. You really can just click on it and come into StreamYard and talk to Jay and express your opinion and talk about stuff right here online, just like we're doing. I'm nobody special. I'm just a guy from the Discord, and I just clicked the link is all I did. So if you guys want to do that, just click it and don't be shy.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. We have got to run. Okay, that's all right. We have I want to play something too because I've been trying to come up with the perfect sound for like the beginning intro video, okay, for the podcast. And I think I hit it, but I got to get some background here. So let me get that on here. This is called the GFP Pulse Symphony.
Lights flicker, stars whisper, we're guiding in the truth. Galactic waves crash, this frequency's the proof. Deep in the static, where the secrets unfold. Voices from the cosmos, stories untold. UFOs above, yeah, we're chasing the light. Conscious minds expanding, reaching new heights. Galactic family, we rise, we explore. Truth in the silence, can't ignore. Cosmic mysteries calling us home. In this universe. We ride, we explore, truth in the silence, can't ignore. Cosmic mysteries calling us home. In this universe, we're never alone. Ride the cosmic wave, let your spirit fly. Galactic family, yeah, beyond the sky. Galactic family, beyond the sky. Ever be.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like it. It's good.
I
All right,
loved it.
awesome, man. Yeah, I coming up with a couple of them. I have 3 of them right now that I'm working with, and oh my god! But I'll play them.
Are you
later in
using
the-
Suno? Are you using Suno?
No, I'm using what is it? Streamverse or hold on. It's what I'm using is, let me see here. It's called Soundverse.
Okay.
And you can it's really good. Really, really good. Especially with creating music and the music backgrounds to go with it.
Does it
I
also
used
have
to-
like a? Does it also have like a studio set up like Suno?
You can I think choose to go like more in depth into it. But I think it's just basic right now. What I'm doing is basic. I do lyrics, what I want it to sound like, what is going into it, where it comes into it, and then it puts it together as far as that. Then what I'm going to do after is, since I actually do sing, I'm going to put all of these into an actual album that I'm going to sing and put out as far as the album it goes when it's finished.
I would love to hear the final work.
To be announced. So as far as everything goes, we have a couple things coming up. Now we have, for the intro. I know. 30 seconds. Yeah, I know. We have this coming up actually too. Now, it's still iffy, still on the fence. I'm hoping I can get him in here. Dr. Hart on LinkedIn, and he's coming in to talk about galaxy clusters, giants of the universe. His new documentary that should be coming out here shortly in the year. That should be on the 31st of this month. So actually, we have a couple coming up, but the 31st isn't confirmed yet. So the 27th, we have Danny on with the DMT experiment, laser experiment that he's doing. He'll be on at 2:00 on the 27th. 31st, we have hopefully we'll have the documentary on. And I had gotten in touch with, let me get my email up here. Trying to work out dates. Right now, I think me and Coffee Bum were just talking about this in the back chat. Let me see here. Where is it here? It's not Dan. Brian Forrester. Next month, Brian Forrester is coming to talk about the Paracas elongated skulls. And what he found out about the connections between ancient mysteries and the broader cosmic story of humanity when he was out there digging deep in the archaeology and everything he was doing. So that will also that's coming up. I'm still working out the time with him. It's going to be the 1st of the month coming up, probably first week it'll be. But that should be a good one. Should be a good one. I'll let you guys have the final say, and then we'll call it for today. It's been 2 hours.
Great show, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on, and thanks for everything that you've done. You've done quite. I respect you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lady D. Thank you, Coffee Bum. Anyone else who would like to join us, you can join us in the Discord channel. Discord channel is free for everyone. You can come back there, join us, conversate with us, join the experience, tell your experience. No one's going to laugh at you, call you names. If you do get laughed at, come find me. That person will be immediately gone from our Discord because we don't deal with that kind of scrutiny coming from our Discord. But have a nice evening, day, wherever you guys are in the Galactic family. And we love you. We'll see you coming up on the next one. Like I said, it'll be the 27th, and that will be with Danny with the DMT experiment and the laser experiment. That should be a good one. Should be real good. Thanks, Scooby Dooby Gooby, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Catch you in the Discord.
Bye.
Thing is real. It can't be.
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
There is no spoon.
Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the world.
UFOs are as real as the airplanes flying overhead.
Hello, my name is Nick Pope, formerly from the British UFO Desk, and you're listening to the Galactic Family Podcast.
The signal has been received. The truth is still unfolding. The signal will continue with you.